Welcome to From Caving In to Crushing It, the podcast for those who find themselves immersed in adversity and choose to write their story instead of having others write it for them. I'm Drew Durrani, and I'm your host. Shaun Murphy, Mr. Motivation, I am thrilled to have you here, my friend. Thanks for coming on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Appreciate you, man. This has been an absolute pleasure. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Hey, folks, I always thank the individual or group who introduced me to my guest. And this time I get to thank, it's probably like the second time I've got to do this, second or third. Wasabi Publicity. Thank you so much for introducing me to Shaun Murphy. That's the gift that keeps on giving. So wonderful stuff. Thank you again. Folks, as you know, I always start with how when we're young, and we're taught by our family and everybody around us, and it's not a malicious teaching, yet we're taught that life is linear. It's a straight line. If you do A plus B plus C, D's going to happen. And we believe it, and they tell us because they want it to happen for us. And for the most part, life is linear until it's not, until
Mm.
that external circumstance comes in between one of those letters and derails our path in life from that straight one to a more circuitous one. When that happens, that's when adversity rears its ugly head. And we've got a choice. Do we face adversity head on, or do we retreat and run away?
Mm.
I always say there's three types of men out there. Man number one's got a ton of blind spots, so he doesn't even notice the adversity. He's living life the way people tell him to live, and he doesn't change anything. And I don't have that man on the show. Then there's man number two. Man number two certainly sees the adversity and says, I'm a victim. Everybody else is to blame. That's life doing it to me. I can't change anything. It is what it is. And he just lives life without making any changes. And on his deathbed, he's got a ton of regrets. I don't have him on the show either. I have man number three, Shaun Murphy, Mr. Motivation, on the show. And man number three's got a heightened self awareness, sees that adversity, and says, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I see that adversity as an opportunity, not a barrier, an opportunity to take massive action, do things differently, and become a stronger man on the other side. So, Shaun, for the audience, my friend, reach back as far as you need to for that defining moment, whether it was the tap on the shoulder, the whisper in the ear, or like I needed, the two by four upside my head, that
Mm.
kind of woke you up and transformed you from the man you used to be to the man you are now, and how that impacted you personally and professionally, my friend.
Man. Loaded question.
Oh, it's big. All
So I'm gonna do this in two parts.
right.
The defining moment, I think, when I transitioned from the military, I've always been someone who, always knew what the next two, three steps were. This particular instance, I had a plan, but it just backfired. It didn't play out, how I had imagined. And I go from being, staff on promotable, um, you know, important person, if you would. Um, I had a pretty significant role to unemployed, broke Sean, right, in a matter of less than 6 months, and that was that was tough for me. And I'm in Missouri. I was just got transitioned from Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood, and I only jobs I was getting offered was like $12 an hour, and I'm like, I'm a staff sergeant. I did 8 years. This is crazy, but I didn't have my degree, so I thought my social capital was enough to get me back in the game on the civilian side into the in the military sector. So that was a struggle. And when I write my book on my life, that'll be the blue funk chapter because I'm outgoing, extrovert. I'm that guy. But in this moment, I just wasn't him, and I couldn't even go outside because that was a front. And I literally stayed in my house probably 30, 60 days. I only went out to substitute teach, come back, because that was what was helping me keep food on the table, not even pay bills, but food on the table.
Right.
And so that was my low point. And
Right.
I'll tell you, I said I'd rather struggle in New York, right? And I moved back to New York and lived with my mom's, and then probably 2 years later, I'm in a whole different place. So how did I get there? One, I looked at my mom who came from Barbados.
Yeah.
Her mother illiterate, Her father literate. Her father sold. He was a fisherman, and my grandmother, she sold what he brought in from the sea at
Okay.
market, and she came here in hopes of making a better way. And I thought about what she went through to get here, what she gave up and sacrificed to give me a chance at
Right.
success.
Right.
And now, even in my blue funk, I had more than she had.
Wow.
I said, I gotta leverage this. I gotta, and you talk about your why, your reasons. And one of my quotes is, poverty sucks. I'll never be broke again. And just remembering what I went through as a child, I said, I can't go back to that. And I think that fear of going back into poverty was like just kind of kickstarted me to keep going. And I've had several of, we talk about failure. I've fallen in love with failure, but when you're going through it, you don't understand or
Right.
appreciate it
Right.
because it hurts. Now I'll pause there. I'm two guys like because when you do the Wayne Dyer had taught us about quantum moments,
Okay.
and when you look back on life, you be like, dang, this moment which you're bringing up, you're unearthing, this was a change of trajectory of my life.
Absolutely.
And before my struggles getting out the military, Buddy Lee is my mind. He was E4. He said, Murph, he was my drinking buddy. We played ball.
Yeah.
He said, Murph, I'm about to go to board. I'm gonna get E5 promoted. I'm gonna get promotable, make E6. I'm going to Hawaii. And I'm like, Buddy Lee, what are you talking about? Let's go get a drink. And Drew, he did everything he said he was gonna do.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like floored.
Wow.
And I've given him his flowers. I actually talked to him a week ago. And I said to myself, well, if Buddy Lee could do it, I
Right.
know I could do it.
There you
Right.
go.
So that was the first thing.
I
And
love
two,
it.
my big bro, KC, he's a Marine. I
Yep.
won't hold it against him. He made some poor life choices, but I love him, right? Uh, and backstory, Drew, I never knew so I grew up, and when I talk about coming into this world,
Yeah.
one with three strikes, black male, fatherless, and in
Mhm.
poverty, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
never knew my father. In the age 6, I learned that he was a victim of gun violence,
Oh boy.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So never had that father figure, that guide, role model
Right.
consistently. So my big bro, stranger, playing ball, and he just took a liking to me, took me under the wing, and I was fighting with. I was going to get out the military. He's like, "Boy, sit your behind there. You ain't do college while you was in here. You ain't gonna go out and do it in hood."
That's it.
And I'm just so grateful that he saw greatness in me before I really did.
Wow.
And he poured into me, and he told get your cami straight, go to the board, and I did everything he said, Drew, and that's what got me to E6 promotable prior to my transition. Now, all that's connected
Okay.
with the how I got there. And
Right.
I'm sharing with listeners and viewers, sometimes it's about the people that you meet along the way. Unexpected
Yeah.
angels that help
Absolutely.
shape your destination to get you in that journey. And when I transitioned, I said from the dropout or transition to 2 years later and then to
Yeah.
where I'm at now, I came up with my framework because I said, how did I do this?
Yeah.
And it started with mindset, right? My
Right.
5M formula for success: mindset, motivation, money management, and massive movement, which I've heard you
Mm.
use that term before.
Right.
And mindset, I had a victim mindset. I got out, I was like, yo, my leadership ain't helped me. I had to take extreme ownership. That's that
Sure.
creative mindset,
Oh yeah. Yep.
right? Money, stop chasing money. I started chasing purpose. Money flows where energy goes. I had to
Okay.
change my whole approach to it. And this came about through reading. I started reading and consuming content. Because when you're in that dark place, what else you got to do? Right? I just started to read. I wanted to still be productive. Um, Motivation. I talk about my why. What are my reasons? Life's gonna beat us the heck up. How will you respond? When these things happen to you, it's about you got to find that empowering lesson that's in the event that's happening and
Right.
use it to get out. And then
Absolutely.
I'll close out with the last two. Management, you're the CEO of your life.
Yeah.
I heard your guy, I listened to your podcast. He had the Iron Five. Well,
Yep.
I call it the SEAL Team Six. These are the
Okay.
people you need around you to
Yep.
go next level. So you
Yep.
got the doubter. When we have big dreams and vision, we just like in go mode. Well, the doubter identifies the blind spots.
Got
You
it.
need,
Okay.
right? You need the
Yep.
instigator. They keep you
Uh-huh.
fired up. You
Yeah.
got to identify, Drew, your example.
Yeah.
Who's doing what you want to do at a high level?
Hmm.
Figure it out, reverse engineer their journey and clone it and
Right.
apply it to you.
Hmm.
The taskmaster, your accountability partner,
Yep.
someone you check in with daily, weekly, monthly. Am I hitting my benchmarks? Where are my struggles? How can we do better? And the last two, your cheerleader, because you need that person that loves
Hmm.
everything you do.
Absolutely.
And then your connector, people that get you in the rooms
Hmm.
you can't get in on your own. So
Yep.
that's who you need on your team.
I
And the
love that.
last thing is massive movement. So that's what I did. That was my framework to
I
go
love
from
that.
stuck, stalling, and starting over to living and thriving and success.
I love that framework, man. I mean, there's so much to talk about here. First thing I want to get to is in the military. You mentioned the term promotable. What was that term you mentioned? E something promotable. What
Yes,
is it?
I was E6 promotable. So that means
What does
I
that mean?
was on the cusp of going to the next rank, E7.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. And so you were helped by Mr. Lee,
Yeah, Buddy Lee. Buddy
Buddy
Lee.
Lee, to get yourself promotable. Okay.
So Buddy Lee was my inspiration because sometimes you got to see someone that's in the trenches with you to
Right.
believe this thing could happen. Like it could
Absolutely.
happen
Okay.
for you. So he was my example. And my big bro KC was one that really dropped the hammer and really got me to commit to change.
Got it. Okay. So that's part of your framework. So Buddy Lee would be of the six things you talked about. What would Buddy Lee be?
I think so. Of the 5M formula
The five
or the
informative. Yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah.
5M. So I think motivation. I think
Okay.
motivation.
Probably
Yeah,
motivation.
I think motivation.
Okay.
And
How
he's
about
part of
KC?
yeah.
And KC, what was
And
KC
so
then?
KC said, my big bro, he if I think about the SEAL Team Six, my example. That's my example. He was a few. So people could have different roles.
Oh, I see. Okay. So they can have more than one
They got
role.
more than one. Yeah.
The whole point is surround yourself with those people who've got your back, who
Yeah.
know you well and want you to succeed and will bring you up rather than push you down, kind of thing.
Correct.
And
Correct.
they
Yeah.
all have
Yeah.
different roles within that context.
Yeah, you know what I always
Love
say,
that.
Drew, because you look at our study, like people passing and just to
Yeah.
get insight. But you go to a funeral, you got all these people holding you up, the pallbearers. I
Yeah.
don't want you to hold me up that day. Hold me up now. I want
Hold
to
me up
feel
while I'm
you.
alive, man.
Yeah.
Let me know what you feel
Hello,
about me while I'm here. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so true because I say that too. We talk about all these great things about the person who's in the casket, and did he or she know this stuff
Mm.
when he or she was walking the earth with you? And I love the way you put that, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so the transition out of the military. Now I know in speaking to veterans and in speaking to police officers, those two areas, police officers and military, the transition out is not easy, and there's not a lot of assistance, help, guidance on how to go from one to the other within a very short time frame. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, Drew, I'll say this to be fair.
Yeah.
The resources are there. And I'm removed. You talking about 2006. So I mean,
Right.
I'm
So
sure
it's
there's
a long
like
time
different,
ago.
right?
Yeah, it's
The
different.
resources were there. Using the I statement, didn't take advantage.
Okay. So they're
Okay.
there. Okay. So it's a choice.
I
Okay.
took for granted the help that was there. Now, once you transition out,
Yeah.
it's a different ballgame. They cut the umbilical cord and
Got
you
it.
got to figure it out.
So the
But
preparation's there while you're still
correct.
in.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Even if they know you're transitioning out, they
Yeah.
still have resources there to help you. It's once you are physically out,
Yeah.
cord cut, then you can go to the VA
The
though,
VA.
right?
And
Okay, all
good
right.
luck with that. Yeah.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you're out, and we heard about your trials and tribulations
Yeah.
beforehand. Tell me about those 2 years. You took accountability.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what was that first, once you got self-awareness and accountability, what was the first step you made to getting to where you are right now?
So it's one deciding where I wanted to be,
Okay.
right? Deciding where I wanted to be. And
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you a story. When I grew up in a low income community, drugs, crime, all the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And I will watch this show. I talk about this all the time. Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yeah. Okay.
Robin Lee, champagne
Robin
wishes,
Lee. Yep.
carry our dreams. Listen,
Yep.
Drew,
Yep. Yeah.
I would watch this because my mom's ain't would let me watch too much TV, but I see this dude all around the world,
Right.
jets, and I look outside my window and I'm like, I don't see none of
I
that.
don't see
And
that.
I was like, I want that. And I think it's Bob Proctor. He said, I
Yeah.
found a 10-acre lot because I was looking for the 10-acre lot. So I
Mm.
started looking for that, what I saw on the
Mm.
TV.
Got
So
it.
like I wasn't comfortable where I was at because everything in life they give you these cards and you can say one or two things because life's about choices.
Yeah.
This is it. It's what it is.
Right.
Or there's more.
There's more.
See, there's more, it takes action. You got to get curious.
Yeah, I
You
love
got to
favorite.
start
That's the key
seeking the
word there.
10-acre lot.
Yep.
Okay.
Curiosity. Yeah.
So that's one of the things I started. I reactivated. All right, what do I want? I wanted that Robin Leach life.
Yeah.
What do I get there? Now I got to identify people that are doing things at a high level that I want to get to.
Right.
Right. I started studying the Les Browns of the world,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Rohns, Earl Nightingale,
Yep.
and now you start hearing their stories. Oh, I'm not an isolated thing. He didn't have his father. He dropped out of college. This dude's on top of the world. Okay, I can do this too. Right. So you gotta now you add in because words, change your words, you change your world. So
Yes.
what are the words that I'm saying to myself?
Right.
Right? Like Shaun, you could do it. You may be down now, but you could bounce back, right? And I think you just go on this journey. Like I'm a forever journey of self mastery, right?
I love it. Yeah.
That
Yep.
self mastery.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get better every day, every week,
Mm-hmm.
every month. Then I got to assess where I'm at, where I've been, what I could do differently. And I think once you start, it starts there with the mindset and
Yeah.
then the belief that change is possible.
Yeah.
Because we oftentimes block our blessings. We say, well, listen, I'm from this zip code. People like us don't make it. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
Rich
Yeah.
life ain't for me, whatever. And
Right.
and we stop ourselves, right?
Yeah.
One of the other
Absolutely.
things,
Yep.
Drew, that's big that I had to sidestep is that confidence piece because a lot of us lack self-confidence.
Yeah, it's
One
true.
of the reasons why, in my opinion, we lie to ourselves. We
Mm-hmm.
say, self, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to stop smoking and I'm going to quit drinking. We never stop. We never start. We never quit. And
Mm-hmm.
then we do this over and over and over. Then you
Yeah.
get this bright idea years later and you wonder why you talk yourself out of it because you don't believe you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hello? So you got to
Absolutely.
recalibrate your mindset and
Mm-hmm.
start whatever you say, do. There's a book, The Four Agreements. One of the
Yes.
agreements you make with you and the universe, be impeccable with your word.
Mm-hmm.
And that means to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself.
You
Yep.
get me? And I
Yep.
think
Oh
that's
yeah.
how you start to, sidestep the lack of self-confidence and
Yeah.
self-doubt. And then I have delusional self-confidence, Drew. I can do anything.
Love
Okay.
that.
Give me a little bit of time, give
Yeah.
me the resources, I'm gonna
Yeah.
figure it out.
There you go.
And I think we're in a society now where it's like the microwave society. We want it instant and
Right
quick,
now. Yep.
right?
Instant
But
gratification.
every overnight success is 10 to 15 years.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
That's how I did it.
I love that, man. I talk often about desire and faith, and that came from the book from Napoleon Hill. But
Hmm.
if you have a desire for something, it's kind of like re-engineering. You look at the end first. Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
And then how do you get to be that person? It's exactly what you talked about.
Hmm.
And so now I want to get into now I know how you did it,
Yep.
and it took a while because it just never overnight. I want to know where Mr. Motivation came from and how you're using that in your professional life.
So, Mr. Motivate. So, listeners and viewers, remember I was in the military, and I remember being in basic training, and my drill sergeant Lincoln fella, he had me in the A group, and we running, and he be like, "All right, privates, when we get to the water tower, we all set. We just did about 4 miles."
Wow.
So now I'm fixated on this water tower. I'm about to give you all I got to this water tower. Drew.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
get to the water tower. This dude takes off. I'm like, buddy, yes. I'm like deflated. But I tell you what, he starts hitting this cadence. Motivated, rock, steady. And that's when the cadence there, it starts just reactivating the energy. You're like, all right, I could go another mile.
Oh, I love it.
So, Drew, I wanted to become the cadence for people.
Wow.
When you feel like quitting, when
Hmm.
you tired, you think you can't go forward no more. I want you, whether you tap into my podcast, one of my speeches, now my motivational music, it's gonna give you what you need to go to keep going and keep digging deep. So that's where that Mr. Motivation
I got it.
title came from.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so you mentioned three things that you're working on.
Yep.
I the last part. Let's start with the last one, the motivational music.
Yeah.
Please let us know all about that.
Oh man, Drew. So it started. I'm a college professor. I went from college dropout. Fast forward, I now teach college course on how to be successful in college. And
Love
I
it.
know I was tapping in 20, 30 scholars a semester, but I'm like, dang, there's someone in Japan and in Australia on
Mhm.
Fort Hood base that needs this. And I wanted to create a platform to reach them. So that's the mission motivation the speaker
Got it.
started.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? There are a lot of speakers, Drew. How do
Mm.
I differentiate myself? And I've always been
Ah,
like a creative.
yeah.
So I will listen to Adam Won't Lose, and he would say, Dear hard work,
Right.
I used to hate you. You
Yeah.
made me better over some beats. And then one day it just hit me. I could do this,
I
right?
love it. Yep.
So call my producer, Keith Jones. I got an idea because my friends and I got crazy ideas. I said, I want to do an album. What are you talking about, Murph? I said, listen to this guy. He listened. He said, "Oh, you got the words. I got the beats. So start doing the album, Drew." He said,
Yeah.
"Start writing." This was July. So two things was the why for this.
Yeah.
I
Of
wanted to one increase my presence,
course.
increase my impact, help people. But two, I wanted to show my kids that you don't gotta be smart or
Ah,
talented to be successful.
I love that.
Focus and effort, you can do anything. Daddy
Yep.
don't know nothing about this
Yep.
space here.
I love
But
it.
in about
Love it.
5 years, I'm gonna be rocking stages,
There
right?
we go. Yep.
So I'm at we about nine tracks in, and I said, you know what? I'm a Brooklyn dude, right? Everybody thought I could rap because I'm from Brooklyn. And I was like, I want to do one. I gotta do one song. I'm in the studio. We gotta do
All
it. So
right.
we did a
Yeah.
rap. Drew,
All right.
hardest thing ever. Oh my goodness. I just could. Murph, you got to ride the beat. You're going too fast. Yeah, I was just a mind about to explode.
Oh my God.
But I love the challenge, right?
Right.
So I get it done, and then
Yeah.
it keeps Jones like, Murph, listen, remember, you're not a rapper. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I
So
love it.
we go to market, and I was like, okay, I'll keep doing this thing. I like the motivation, the speaking, and then I like the poetry,
Yeah.
but I like the rap though.
You
So
do.
Drew, I
Okay.
could have easily stayed in the poetic lane, but
Right.
because Murph likes the challenge, I
I
said,
love it.
no, I'm gonna do this. I want the hard thing.
Okay.
And I start studying Common, Most Def, Jay, Big. And now, I mean, I think about 12, 15 songs out.
Yeah.
And one of the beautiful things, my heart is full, Drew. 2 years ago,
Yeah.
Launch Music Fest. I'm on stage. I did, I think, a 20-minute set, all music. My daughter runs backstage. She jumps on me. She said, Daddy, you said you was gonna do this
You
three
did it.
years ago, and you're
Ah.
doing it. Drew, you don't gotta
Wow.
pay me nothing, brother.
No, 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 no. That's payment enough, man. You're a
Bro,
rich man with that.
you
Oh.
can't tell them they can't do anything.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I love that. Does she have a favorite song of yours?
Oh, yeah, hers is acting different, and I think Murphy's Law.
All right. All right. Now,
Yeah.
I've never done this before because I've never had anybody on who can rap.
Yeah.
Can you do her favorite one?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, soon as you decide to step inside the door, you are now bound to be subject to Murphy's Law, a type of teaching that you've never learned before. So put your mind to the test, see how well you perform. Listen, it ain't about where you go to college at. It's about what you retain, where you apply all of that knowledge at. Don't stress your brain trying to fill out all those college apps. Find strengths in your weaknesses. Continue trying to polish that. Don't let those worlds suck you into that obnoxious crap. You looking for the answers. They're within you. I can promise that. So keep your ear to the wind, baby. Follow that. If you love it, let it go. Holla back. Drew, that's
Love
Murphy's
it.
Law.
I love Murphy's Law. I love Murphy's Law. That was awesome, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. All right, so we got the music, the
Yep.
speaking, and what
Yep.
was the first thing you mentioned?
So my new book, author.
Ah, the
Yep.
book,
Yep. Unbreakable Valor.
Unbreakable Valor. Oh God.
Triumph through the soul, Drew, of resilience.
Wow. So we've got the book, we've
Yep.
got the speaking, we've got the music. What don't you do, man? Oh, I'll tell you, you are inspiring, totally inspiring. Um, is
Appreciate it,
there
man.
anything that you want to mention to the audience that we have not touched on that you think's gonna pick them up and give them some hope and some inspiration?
No, I mean, I'll share. I always leave with about three quotes, but one of my mantras is "I fail, I grow, I win," and I
Yeah.
want you to really embrace that because There's like 5 levels of failure. You know, the ability to fail, the wantingness to fail, the willingness to fail, the desire to fail bigger and faster, and then you want to fail exponentially with others. So you want to fail, and in failure, the lessons are learned. That's how you grow, and then you apply what you learn because knowledge without application is not going to get you there. And then that's how you win eventually, right? And it's not about the goal or the objective. You'll hit it. It's who you become
Hmm.
on the way to achieving that goal, right? So yeah.
I love that, man, because majority of us, all of us really, we're either seeking pleasure or
Mm,
trying to avoid pain. So when you
mm,
think about that, you're suggesting seek failure in some
mm-hmm,
way, shape, or form because it makes you stronger when you stand up to it and you learn from it. Because if we never fail, we never can see what it's like to succeed, right?
right.
We need that dichotomy. We need to that distinction between failing and succeeding. I love that. That is awesome. So the
Mm-hmm.
audience certainly has captured the essence of Shaun Murphy, Mr. Motivation, and they're going to want to get in touch with you. So, folks, website Mr. Mister dash motivation.com. Certainly, definitely Instagram. And now
Yes.
I'm going to throw it back to Shaun because there was two things that they mentioned about the music. How do we get in touch with you for the music piece?
Yeah. So on Spotify, Mr. Motivation, Mister Motivation, and then my Instagram is Mr. Motivation Music.
Okay. And how do we pick up the book?
Oh, the book. Amazon. Actually, so two things. If you want an author signed copy, you can go to my website and find them, and I'll mail you the book, or
Okay.
Amazon will drop ship it to you.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So, gee, I could talk to you forever, man. You got me motivated, man. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I got to learn how to rap now. Is that, is
Let's
that,
do a feature, Drew.
I don't know. I don't know, man. You haven't seen me dance and sing, so I don't know. But you know what? You're motivated me enough that I think I can learn.
Yes, sir.
Maybe on the side we can do. Oh my God,
Oh,
my oldest son Matthew loves all types of music, and
yeah,
if his father learns how to rap, puts a song out, he will. Then that means anybody can do anything.
yeah, yeah.
All right. I got two final questions for you, my friend.
Let's do it.
All right, here's the first one. You're in your happy place. You're sitting down with 7 to 10-year-old Shaun Murphy, and you're going
Mm,
to give him advice about life. What are you going to tell young Shaun?
man, I'm gonna tell him that his circumstance doesn't dictate his future.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him to dream big. I have this one verse: dream big dreams, live them out, and dream bigger. I would tell him to do that. Dream big, dream living out, and dream bigger. And the other two pieces: chase financial literacy. Like
Mm,
understand how money works, understand how to invest, how to stand, and just understand that whole ecosystem. And the
mhm.
last thing, proximity is power. Um, be really intentional with your friend group. Yeah.
Love that. That's wonderful advice. All right, let's switch gears. You're now sitting down with young entrepreneur, young businessman, Shaun Murphy. You want to give him advice about business. What are you going to tell him?
Yeah, I'll tell the young entrepreneur get mentors.
Hmm.
Similar to the SEAL Team Six, your mentors get a board of personal directors.
Hmm.
That's just to help you go next level. So whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, get someone in each of those buckets. And I would tell him to actively seek opportunities to attend conferences, networking events, really immerse himself into that space, whichever sector he's in.
Okay.
And what's the other one? Oh, leverage business credit.
Oh, I love that. Love
Mm-hmm.
that. You want to dive into that a little more? Leverage
Yeah.
business credit. Help
Yep.
me out with
So,
that.
I've started several businesses this up to this date, and I've never done the business credit. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I'm in the process of doing that now. But it's something that, I use my personal finances to
Got it.
fund all my things, make
Got
the
it.
money back, stack back the house. But it's better to leverage, business credit
Okay.
so your personal isn't impacted.
That's beautiful. That makes sense. Makes
Mhm.
sense. And there's a way to do that. I know there are experts
Check.
who can teach you how to
Hmm.
do that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for not just coming on, for coming into my life, my friend. It's just There are certain people who can impact you in a short amount of time, and you've done that for me. Please keep doing what you're doing. You're a wonderful human being, and you're helping a ton of people. And I know that your music reaches the soul, your books are reaching the mind,
Hmm.
and your speaking is reaching the heart.
Okay.
So I love it, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Everybody out there, please take care of yourselves. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe and give us a review to help others find it. I'd like you to answer this question. Are you living the life you want to live, or are you living the life others want you to live? I'd like you to think about that for a second, because I strongly suggest you live the life you want to live. If you want to learn more about what I stand for and my services and how I'm able to help many men get out of their own way, please go to my website at www.profitcompassion.com. Feel free to also email me at drew@profitcompassion.com. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Take care of yourself and choose to write your own story instead of letting others write it for you.